So here comes the most controversial subject, Bitcoin. The most profitable asset of last decade has been Bitcoin, and if I dare to say so, I think it is the best bet of whole century also. The price of Bitcoin in 2010 was $0.08 and now in 2021 it is $42,000. I don't even want to calculate the profit it has made. Remember what I said earlier, this is not an investment for me. It is just a bet or a hedge or just playing lottery for me. I know the technology behind some of these cryptocurrencies are the future, but still, until unless I understand them fully, I won't be calling my money as investment. Bitcoin has been on a rally like no other, recently touching the high of $42,000. So I thought we could look at the crypto asset and see what's really happening this time around. But like every other story, we need an introduction before we start moving along. So here it goes. So what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is not like your regular currency. It is a digital currency that runs on a blockchain. With Bitcoin, nobody controls the currency. Nobody decides who get to transact with the currency. It provides an unalterable record of all transactions ever committed on the network, and these transactions are anonymous. So clearly there are material benefits in using Bitcoin, but it also comes with a few caveats. For starters, the value of Bitcoin is still susceptible to wild swings, and most people believe that this will likely continue for the foreseeable future. Meaning, using it as an actual currency to transact might not be the most prudent thing to do. More importantly, not everybody is convinced Bitcoin is the future. But irrespective of your personal opinions, know this much. Bitcoin has been on a rally like no other. Just a few months back, it was hovering at $10,000, but by January 1st, 2021, it had peaked at 42,000. That is quite incredible. And this isn't the first time it's happening either. Remember December 2017 when Bitcoin truly broke into the scene? That was when you couldn't go a day without some random bloke talking to you about Bitcoin. News media was raving about Bitcoin millionaires, office boys were discussing cryptos in dining halls. Hell, even the uncles selling LIC policies began taking a keen interest in these things. And then came the big crash. Within just 1 year, its price dropped from 20,000 to roughly 3,000. It was a massacre. So there's been some speculation that the new rally will end in catastrophe just like the crash we had a few years back. However, proponents of Bitcoin argue otherwise. They believe this time it's different. Last time, regular retail investors propped up the price of Bitcoin by hoping to make some extra money on the side. They weren't in it for the long run and were primarily making a bet because of FOMO, the fear of missing out. But this time the rally seems to be driven, at least to some level, by participation from institutional investors, supposedly the more sophisticated kind. A survey by Fidelity of 800 large institutional investors in the US and Europe found that more than a quarter of them owned Bitcoin. It's pretty amazing number. Said in August, it was launching its first Bitcoin fund. It's a very big news for the Bitcoin. By October, there was even more evidence of institutional endorsement. PayPal even announced that it would allow customers in the US to buy and sell Bitcoin on its platform and let them purchase items using cryptocurrencies. Soon the price of Bitcoin rallied even further. Until now, many institutions, fund managers, and websites have put their money in Bitcoin, and it has really fueled the spike in price. So I first heard about Bitcoin in 2010, and that time my brother was about to buy it. At that time it was mainly used by geeks or the gamers for all these online casino games and all. But then it all got lost in my thought, and I finally started reading about Bitcoin around 2013 and finally bought it in 2014-15. That time the idea was to just buy it to understand this new blockchain technology. Immediately after buying, I just put my bitcoins for lending and earned more bitcoin as interest on it. I don't even remember the exact amount I put into it at that time, but now the total amount I own in bitcoin is 0.22443400, and it comes to somewhere little above 6 lakhs in price right now. I have no plan to sell it. I think it can be a useful technology in the future, but at the same time, I can't be putting a number on its value, so I will just let it be. I don't care much if it goes back to zero, but if it goes to $146,000, as said by JP Morgan recently, then it will be an amazing bet for me. Remember, I don't think of it as an investment. It's just a bet or a hedge, or maybe I don't go to the casino, so this is my casino money. As much as I find the blockchain and other technology behind all these cryptocurrencies very futuristic and brilliant, I cannot call it investment until unless I know and understand their whole universe as much as I understand the normal shares and companies. And please don't just go ahead and buy it without any knowledge. I also own 4 Ethereum and around 3000 of Ripple, which is also known as XRP. I sold most of my Ripple in recent highs when it went to some 60 rupees or something, and I think the time I bought it, it was around at 7 or 8 rupees. It was long time back. Same goes for Ethereum. And both of them I'm not going to be selling anymore in the near future. I just made some profit from it because I needed the money. So, despite all the optimism surrounding Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, perhaps it's better to control yourself, especially if you're planning to invest a large part of your savings in crypto assets. On the flip side, it no longer seems viable to dismiss the idea of Bitcoin as a scam either. There is definitely more to this ethereal asset than what meets the eye. So maybe the only question right now is, what is it really worth? Let me know in the comments below what you think about it. Alright, that is all for today's episode. Press the like button if you like the video and subscribe if you haven't yet. My Money Universe.